keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts. We don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth. Don't play with the voice. Ay, let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts. We don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth. Don't play with the voice. We talk fake friends, side dudes, heartbreak too. Baby mamas, baby daddies, nothing off the menu. She ain't scared to speak it, now she built for the flame. Say your name without say your name, if it's smoke, it's the same. Energy loud, tea stay hot. Truth hit different when it land on the spot. So fix your face, don't flinch, don't scam. It's the queen of real talk, yeah, that's Am. Let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts, we don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth, don't play with the voice. Ay, let's keep it real with Am. Let's go. Real talk, raw facts, we don't move slow. She cut through the drama like a blade to the noise. Southern Belle with the truth, don't play with the voice.
Everybody, welcome in. Let me read this copyright disclaimer. Excuse me, under the section of 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Let's see. Let me go ahead and say hey to some people. Let's see. What's up, Sexy Ray? What's up, Miss Nina? What's up, Lolita? Kiara, Misunderstood, Malish, Chosen, D-Ham, Prosperity, Shawnee. What's up, y'all? Come on in. So, y'all, we coming back because we finna break down something. I don't know. I don't think a lot of y'all may have heard of it. I don't know. But we finna break this down. Amber been showing you can have content in live for 3 hours, period. Hey Cheryl. So I'm gonna play something for y'all. We're gonna talk about one of the witness statements. We're gonna break it down on what they say. Now, I solely believe that Holly acted in self-defense. No, not yet. I don't think I am. I believe that Holly acted in self-defense. Everything that everybody is saying, I just don't think that it makes a bit of sense. And I like to present some stuff that's true versus theories. Okay, that's my thing. I like the truth versus theories. I don't want to give people false hope and stuff like that. That's not what I do. Okay, but I want to go ahead without further ado. Hey, Cancer 66. Hey, Strawberry Shortcake. I want to go. Hey, Spicy. I want to go ahead and get started. Period.
That was filed. Clearing up anything that I've gotten wrong.
Can y'all hear? Let me know.
My show has gotten wrong. Now, by now, we know that Holly's real name is Quadeja Johnson. And we know that she and Carlos have a baby that's about 6 or 7 months old. But I would like to clear up something. Initially on the show, we had reported that the ladies were 15 feet apart when the shooting happened. And while I can't confirm exactly how many feet they were apart, we know that it was a lot closer. Also, there was a physical altercation between the ladies on the day of the shooting. A third fact is that the shooting did not happen directly in front of the school. Various news and media outlets initially reported that they were very close. I think it just sounded more salacious to say that the shooting happened directly in front of the school, but that's just not the case. The incident happened on the 2200 block of South State Street. And even Romeca's mother said that she pulled up near Carlos and Holly. Romeca approached them. Holly had a restraining order against Romeca that was filed sometime around December.
Okay, so y'all heard that. She said, you was misunderstood. Hey, Dreamy Girl. Hey, Penny J. Y'all heard that. She said Holly approached them. Okay.
2024, and that had been violated just a few months ago. The restraining order covered both Holly and her baby. And because I have to give you the disclaimer, everything being stated in this video is alleged, is for entertainment purposes only, and any footage duplicated is by the Fair Use Act. So let me talk about this witness that I spoke to. For obvious reasons, I am protecting their identity wholly, so I won't be playing any tape. I did not pay this witness. And it took me a while to put this out because I needed to verify that this person is who they say they are and that they were actually on the scene that day.
Thank you, Real Talk Vibes.
We talked on the phone for about 24 minutes, and I've transcribed the entire conversation right here. The witness is scared and probably suffering from PTSD. It took me a while to make them comfortable and reassure them of who I am and to let them know that they would have complete anonymity. So if you or someone you know has any information that will help us to move the needle forward on this story or any other story that I'm working on, then you have my full assurance that you will be protected. This person lives in the Chicago area, obviously, and this conversation took place around 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Oh, and before I read this, I'd like to add, there is another witness that I'm hoping to speak to, and I do have their information. And perhaps if they see this video and how I present facts when it's concerning an eyewitness, then they'll feel comfortable with coming and talking to me. So after a few minutes of getting acquainted and getting to know one another, I asked the witness, did you see the altercation from the beginning? They said, I was there, but I pulled off once I seen the woman pull the gun out. I came right back and Romeca was dead. All I can say is the way they're making the guy look is not true.
Whew. Hey, Tony, why should people come to the Eyewitness Summit November 6th, 7th, and 8th?
He was trying to de-escalate. Also, the Mexican woman and her boyfriend were not out there when it first started. I said, okay, when did you arrive on the scene? At what point during the interaction? I did have to redact this part because it has identifying details, but this witness was
Hey, Mabel and Miss White.
The witness says that they saw all of the cars on the scene that were there and that they had made the left and went back up the street. Took care of a personal matter, and within about 2 minutes, by the time the witness got back to the corner that they started at, where they initially saw the beginning of an incident, they said they saw all of them in the street. I said, did it look like a physical fight between two people, two women, or who was fighting? I did not see a physical fight at that moment. It was more him trying to get Romeca back in her car and she wouldn't go. She turned around and said,
him trying to get Romeca back in her car and she wouldn't go. Y'all heard that?
Something to that girl and came at her. That girl pulled the gun out. Romeca was still coming at her. When I seen the gun, I pulled off.
Romeca was coming at her. Even with Holly pulling the gun out, she still was coming. She did not care about a gun.
Because that's how close I was. I said, I don't blame you for pulling off. The witness says, the Mexican lady is lying. I called the police. I was going to keep going, but
Mexican lady says she called the police. Hey, Miss White. Hey, Mabel. Hey, Miss Ashley. She said she called the police.
Something told me to go back because I wanted to tell them it's not like that. By the time I came back, Romeca was on the floor. There were more people outside, and it wasn't even a 3-minute stretch. I don't know where all those people came from. They weren't even there before. I said, well, they probably heard or saw an altercation and came back around. Then the witness says, the Mexican woman says in the video that she got off the 21 bus. There is a bus stop close to there, but it's on the other corner. And I know people are saying that those two people set Romeca up, but that's not what it looked like at all. I said, that's not what you witnessed. And then I did ask about the witness that we heard in the video that was with her boyfriend or her man friend that was loud. And that witness went on to do an interview on another platform last week, I believe. So I said, there's a person who claimed that they got off the 21 bus. From your vantage point, was that possible? You also said the Spanish-speaking person might not be telling the whole truth. The witness says, I don't think so. And especially about the headlock situation. What I can make out is some licks were passed and he grabbed Romeca, but not holding her down for that woman. It was not like that at all.
So licks was passed and he started holding on to Romeca. So licks was passed, y'all, and he had to grab Romeca.
He grabbed her and the other woman did what she did. She shot her. They were not tag teaming her at all. I kept seeing him trying to push Romeca to get back in her car. He said, get the F back in your car. She would wiggle away from him and then charge at the other woman again. So I said...
So she would wiggle away from him. Now, the Spanish lady said she kept wiggling away from him as well. So if a person is coming at you, ready to charge at you, What are you going to do to defend yourself? Nobody, exactly, Miss White. Nobody talks about this witness statement because it's not in honor of Romeca. That's why it's not talked about.
They weren't jumping her. Who appeared to be the most aggressive person on the scene? She said Romeca.
Oh,
the young lady took the pistol out.
Most aggressive one on the scene, Romeca. Y'all heard that?
Did you see her approach Romeca with a gun, or was she just standing there? The witness says she did not approach Romeca at all. She never stepped away from her car. So I said, so she was by her car.
She never stepped away from her car at all. Romeca came to her, kept trying to come to her. Carlos kept trying to intervene. She kept wiggling away. She wanted to come after Holly, allegedly. Now, what y'all... Okay, hold on.
The witness says, and she did not go inside her car. The gun was on top of her car. So I said, the gun was on.
So the gun wasn't inside her car. The gun was on top of the car. Okay.
On top of the car. Then are you saying that she grabbed it and Romeca was coming toward her and she fired a shot? The witness says, once she upped that gun, I pulled off. Anything after that, I don't know. So then I said, so you saw her take the gun from the top of the car? The witness says, yes. I asked, was a car door open? The witness says one of their car doors were open. All the cars were parked. Both female drivers' doors were open. I said, where was Carlos when Romeca was approaching Holly? The witness says, in the middle, trying to break it up. Romeca kept breaking from him, like I said, and started running to the girl. The girl pulled the gun. He instantly went to Holly and was pushing her arm down, like putting her hands down on her forearm. So he tried to stop it. And the witness...
So he tried to stop it. I gotta take a moment of silence. This man tried to stop it. This man been crucified up and down the street saying he didn't do anything to prevent it, and this witness seen something totally different than the Spanish one, and I can't even talk. Are you kidding me?
Says, and Romeca was still coming, and I pulled off. I got out of there. The witness says, yeah, and he grabbed her, and that's exactly how it happened. What I did witness was that man trying to de-escalate. That's the honest truth. Then I said, as for his emotions, he seemed shocked. Most of us don't know what we do in that situation.
So he tried to de-escalate this. Hey, Ebony, he tried to de-escalate this the best way he can. Okay, so let me go back to this because some of y'all missed it. Let's go back.
And that they were actually on the scene that day. And so we had the conversation. We talked on the phone for about 24 minutes, and I've transcribed the entire conversation right here. The witness is scared and probably suffering from PTSD. It took me a while to make them comfortable and reassure them of who I am, and to let them know that they would have complete anonymity. So if you or someone you know has any information that will help us to move the needle forward on this story or any other story that I'm working on, then you have my full assurance that you will be protected. This person lives in the Chicago area, obviously, and this conversation took place around 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Oh, and before I read this, I'd like to add, there is another witness that I'm hoping to speak to, and I do have their information. And perhaps if they see this video and how I present facts when it's concerning an eyewitness, then they'll feel comfortable with coming and talking to me. So after a few minutes of getting acquainted and getting to know one another, I asked the witness, did you see the altercation from the beginning? They said, I was there.
He did try to stop Holly, according to this witness. And so when did she come back and say she don't have proof? Because she clearly said on here, I'll let you listen.
Or any guest on my show has gotten wrong. Now, by now, we know that Holly's real name is Cordeja Johnson. And we know that she and Carlos have a baby that's about 6 or 7 months old. But I would like to clear up something. Initially on the show, we reported that the ladies were 15 feet apart when the shooting happened. And while I can't confirm exactly how many feet they were apart, we know that it was a lot closer. Also, there was a physical altercation between the ladies on the day of the shooting. A third fact is that the shooting did not happen directly in front of the school. Various news and media outlets
I know
reported that they were very close. I think it just sounded more salacious to say that the shooting happened directly in front of the school, but that's just not the case. The incident happened on the 2200 block of South State Street, and even Romeca's mother said that she pulled up near Carlos and Holly. Romeca approached them. Holly had a restraining order against Romeca that was filed.
We know Romeca approached them because Romeca's car is in ongoing traffic. So we know she approached them. And plus, she got shot. So we know she had to be the one to approach. But everybody else acting like she's this girl, I don't know.
Sometime around December 2024, and that had been violated just a few months ago. The restraining order covered both Holly and her baby. And because I have to give you the disclaimer, everything being stated in this video is alleged, is for entertainment purposes only, and any footage duplicated is by the Fair Use Act. So let me talk about this witness that I spoke to. For obvious reasons, I am protecting their identity wholly, so I won't be playing any tape. I did not pay this witness, and it took me a while to put this out because I needed to verify that this person is who they say they are and that they were actually on the scene that day. And so
she said it right here. She had to verify. So where's the...
had the conversation. We talked on the phone for about 24 minutes, and I've transcribed the entire conversation right here. The witness is scared and probably suffering from PTSD. It took me a while to make them comfortable and reassure them of who I am, and to let them know that they would have complete anonymity. So if you or someone you know has any information that will help us to move the needle forward on this story or any other story that I'm working on, then you have my full assurance that you will be protected. This person lives in the Chicago area, obviously, and this conversation took place around 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Oh, and before I read this, I'd like to add, there is another witness that I'm hoping to speak to, and I do have their information. And perhaps if they see this video and how I present facts when it's concerning an eyewitness, then they'll feel comfortable with coming and talking to me. So after a few minutes of getting acquainted and getting to know one another, I asked the witness, did you see the altercation from the beginning? They said, I was there, but I pulled off once I seen the woman pull the gun out. I came right back and Romeca was dead. All I can say is the way they're making the guy look is not true. Oof. He was trying to de-escalate. Also, the Mexican woman and her boyfriend were not out there when it first started. I said, okay, when did you arrive on the scene? At what point during the interaction? I did have to redact this part because it has identifying details, but this witness was in the area. The witness says that they saw all of the cars on the scene that were there and that they had made the left and went back up the street.
Thank you, Ms. Wright, being a member.
And within about 2 minutes, by the time the witness got back to the corner that they started at, where they initially saw the beginning of an incident, they say they saw all of them in the street. I said, did it look like a physical fight between two people, two women, or who was fighting? I did not see a physical fight at that moment. It was more him trying to get Romeca back in her car and she wouldn't go. She turned around and said something to that girl and came at her. That girl pulled the gun out. Romeca was still coming at her. When I seen the gun, I pulled off because that's how close.
She said she talked to her on the phone and she said she talked to her on the phone for 25 minutes and basically made her transcript out of their talk for 25 minutes. That's what she said.
I said, I don't blame you for pulling off. The witness says, the Mexican lady is lying. I called the police. I was going to keep going, but something told me to go back because I wanted to tell them it's not like that. By the time I came back, Romeca was on the floor. There were more people outside, and it wasn't even a 3-minute stretch. I don't know where all those people came from. They weren't even there before. I said, well, they probably heard or saw an altercation and came back around. Then the witness says, the Mexican woman says in the video that she got off the 21 bus. There is a bus stop closer there, but it's on the other corner. And I know people are saying that those two people set Romeca up, but that's not what it looked like at all. I said, that's not what you witnessed. And then I did ask about the witness that we heard in the video that was with her boyfriend or her man friend that was loud. And that witness went on to do an interview on another platform last week, I believe. So I said, there's a person who claimed that they got off the 21 bus. From your vantage point, was that possible? You also said the Spanish-speaking person might not be telling the whole truth. The witness says, I don't think so. And especially about that headlock situation. What I can make out is some licks were passed and he grabbed Romeca, but not holding her down for that woman. It was not like that at all. He grabbed her and the other woman did what she did. She shot her. They were not tag teaming her at all. I kept seeing him trying to push Romeca to get back in her car. He said, "Get the F back in your car." She would wiggle away from him and then charge the woman again. So,
well, one thing we know for sure that's true, because the Mexican lady and this witness said she wiggled away from him. Both of them said she wiggled away. So we do know that's true.
I said they weren't.
Never sue the other driver after a car accident. There's a better way to get paid a way bigger check without having
jumping her, who appeared to be the most aggressive person on the scene. She said Romeca. The young lady took the pistol out. Did you see her approach Romeca with a gun, or was she just standing there? The witness says she did not approach Romeca at all. She never stepped away from her car. So I said, so she was by her car. The witness says, and she did not go inside her car. The gun was on top of her car. So I said, the gun was already on top of the car. Then are you saying that she grabbed it and Romeca was coming toward her and she fired it?
Everybody said it seemed like she was ready to do it, but you got to understand, Romeca's son go to that school, so it's bound that she was going to run into her anyway, which is probably why she was prepared. But yet he tried to de-escalate the situation, kept trying to get at Romeca, and Romeca kept wiggling through. Okay, so
the witness says once she upped that gun, I pulled off. Anything after that, I don't know. So then I said, so you saw her take the gun from the top of the car? The witness says yes. I asked, was a car door open? The witness says one of their car doors were open. All the cars were parked. Both female drivers' doors were open. I said, where was Carlos when Romeca was approaching Holly? The witness says, in the middle, trying to break it up. Romeca kept breaking from him, like I said, and started running to the girl.
Breaking from him.
The gun. He instantly went to Holly, was breaking her arm down, like putting her hands down on her forearm.
Listen.
So he tried to stop it.
He tried to stop it. And then y'all drug this man through the mud. He tried to de-escalate this.
And the witness says, and Romeca was still coming, and I pulled off. I got out of there. The witness says, yeah, and he grabbed her, and that's exactly how it happened. What I did witness was that man trying to de-escalate. That's the honest truth. Then I said, as for his emotions, he seemed shocked. Most of us don't know what we do in that situation. And the witness said exactly, and he kept telling the crowd to get back. He was just standing around walking in circles, dazed. And a lot of the bystanders were really loud, and it was a lot happening. And he probably thought that they would attack Holly. And then I had to ask about the Latino or Spanish couple of the people with the Spanish accents again. I said, from the video, I saw a man walking around and a girl that was angry or loud with a Spanish accent. Those two were the loudest and most recognizable voices in the video. And the witness says, yeah, I think they might have been a couple or they were at least together or something. The witness really went on to be regretful and lament about how they couldn't show up and do an interview because they see the online discourse that's happening and they wanted to clear it up and tell people what they saw. Now, this really flips the narrative and it de-villainizes one person and makes the other look like the aggressor. In the next portion of the conversation, I let the witness know that I did request the 911 tapes, and since they were one of the people that called the 911, then myself and probably other outlets would be playing the tapes. And the witness says, if that's the case, then that's fine. I just don't want to do any interviews with my voice right now. I did call the police because nobody else was trying to. If the video comes out or if you put it out, you'll hear exactly what I said.
Ebony, you saying your problem is Carlos because he could have stopped him, but from the situation at hand, it's saying that he was trying to de-escalate it. Both witnesses said Romeca kept wiggling away. He was trying to get her. She kept wiggling away. Y'all perfect angel was cutting up there, y'all. Carlos couldn't even handle Romeca. She probably would beat him up. From the looks up, from what everybody's saying, she kept wiggling away from him. This man lift weights and stuff, and he couldn't even tame her.
I told the police on the phone. And if there's video around, you can see my car in the area. I was there. I asked the witness, has Chicago PD called them? And they said, yeah, the day that the lady was getting released. They wanted me to come in, and I told them, no, leave me alone. I don't want to be put in there and end up on a stand. I don't even know how you got my number. I didn't even know that once you call the police, they could get your phone number. I just didn't.
Ebony, you said, why didn't he tell Holly to leave? Why didn't Romeca just leave? Why was Romeca out her car to begin with, right there by Holly's car? Huh? Holly ain't by her car. She by Holly's car. She the one that was driving and got out of nowhere. Since we're going to be taking this witness statement as law over the other witness statement, I noticed that both witnesses say there was never a physical altercation between the two ladies. No. This witness did say it was an altercation. She said it wasn't, he got in between it, but he said, she asked her first, she said at the moment it wasn't, and then it became an altercation. They passed some hits, I guess that's what she said. What's up, Q? I mean, the questions that's getting me is everything is why Holly, why not why Romeca? Why did she have to stop her car right there? She could have went in and gave her son what she needed to give. Why did they have to come in contact, and why did it have to be beef? I thought she said that. Lolita. That's what I'm saying. No, everybody's saying what Holly could have done. I get Romeca lost her life, and it's sad about this situation. It's sad. I get it. But we cannot focus on what Holly could have done, what Carlos could have done. We got to sometimes say, okay, well, this is what Romeca could have did to prevent this situation as well. They all could have done something. I'm going to tell you why when I get done listening to this one.
I think that far about all of this. And I told the witnesses why a lot of people don't come forward. They don't want their voice, their likeness, their license plate, and address out there. The witness says, hey, people are going to be really mad at me. The witness also said they didn't want their voice out there because they see what's happening online and the people that are getting demonized in this case, and they don't want to be attacked because what they're saying that they saw does not fit the narrative of who people want to portray the deceased to be. I firmly believe you can be a very loving, doting mother and still be a scrapper out there in the street.
Exactly. You absolutely can.
You still want to fight your baby daddy's other baby mama.
Absolutely.
You are allowed duality, and that's one thing that's really difficult. That's going to be
exactly
really difficult to accept in this case, especially as details are unfolding. And let me just go ahead and tell y'all this. What I've been sent while I'm validating that second eyewitness almost repeats this verbatim. The witness just says, I wish a gun was never pulled. They could have just fought like they were doing, and they could have both been in bed with their babies. But nobody was really right there when it first started. And I didn't record it. I was just being nosy and looking. The witness goes on to say, if folks were there from before, then there would be video of that whole little thing before the shooting. But there's not one single video before the altercation. Not one. So then I asked, from the time you saw them getting physical until you pulled back around, how long was that? The witness says it couldn't have been any more than about 2 minutes. The witness goes on to say, I had pulled over to talk to the police. Then I was going to keep going to the grocery store like I was on my way to do. Something told me to go back because I wanted to tell them what I saw. I wish I would have said something then, but that gun, the witness voice cracks. It was so fast. Once I seen the gun, I left, honestly. I'm glad I left. I don't ever want to see somebody's life ending. Even though I seen her out there, that's still in my head. I think about that woman every single day, all of them. I wish it was another way. And I asked the witness, could they hear any words? Could they make out what any one of them were saying? And the witness says, one thing that Holly did say out there was, you keep fucking with everybody about this. You keep fucking with everybody. She said that. And also, I've been seeing Carlos or somebody put up videos.
Oh, not Holly saying you keep fucking with everybody about this man. No way. Not this evil person saying that to the sweetest person in the world. No way. Holly said that. This tension built up somewhere. And it ain't all just on Holly.
Of Romeca being aggressive outside of Disney. And I said, yeah, I saw those. And the witness said, yeah. Is that what you saw that day, like in those videos? The witness says, I did. His body was in front of hers, and she was in her car door. Her car door was open, and she was standing up. I really couldn't hear what Carlos was saying because she was the one yapping. It's an interesting use of words. So I said, what was she saying to him? I really can't remember, but she was the one talking. I said, was she yelling or talking?
You can look at the picture that I put up yesterday that Romeca was not in a legal parking spot. You can tell that she stopped to get out to raise hell. Now let's just quit. Let's just quit. Damn, y'all can have the truth in front of y'all face and y'all still turn it another way. Let's just stop. Her car was not in a parking spot. And we seen that based on the picture that I put up yesterday. She stopped that car. She got out. She confronted them. Both witnesses said she wiggled away from Carlos. What do y'all want Carlos to do if she wiggled away from him? She broke free. What do y'all want him to do? He damn near can't tame her. Y'all being ridiculous.
You and I. More high-pitched, but not super loud with profanity. That's why I stopped my car initially. She was standing in her driver's door, but he just couldn't pull, where he couldn't just pull her in the car and make her sit down. She stood in it so he couldn't push her.
Yep, I'm getting mad because y'all still, why didn't Holly this? Why didn't Holly that? We can still ask, why did Romeca stop? We still don't have that answer to why did Romeca stop. Holly was already stopped and out. Wasn't even in her car. Romeca was in her car and stopped in an illegal parking space and got out. And y'all still twisting the story around. I don't get it. And since we're going to, you know what, since this witness don't know what she's talking about, we'll talk about the other witness. Hold on, we'll talk about the other witness. Hold on. Nobody deserves to lose their life. Okay, nobody. Just like I'm Team Carmelo all day long. Team Carmelo. But did that white guy, that white little boy deserve to lose his life? And I'm Team Carmelo. Who gonna answer that? Did that white boy deserve to lose his life? Carmelo said it was self-defense. And I'm Team Carmelo. But did he deserve to lose his life? His life mattered, right?
Nothing going on for her to be like, oh, I'm an eyewitness. I was actually the one at the scene. So I was the one that was yelling out. to arrest her, because no, everybody wasn't doing anything. I was actually the one who called the cops first, and I saw them when they were fighting in the beginning.
Upper, you said the lack of empathy and condolences to the family from Holly family is disgusting, in my opinion. You think they're gonna care because ain't they dragging Holly? Ain't the whole Chicago, the internet, ain't everybody's dragging Holly for protecting herself? Everybody is dragging Holly. Holly got a few people that's out here on the internet for her, but everybody is dragging Holly and her family behind Romeca. And that's okay. It's not disgusting that they're doing that.
Beginning, and I was like, this is not right. He was slamming her with a door when she was standing in her door frame, not even close to the female on the other side. So she was literally standing on the other side of the road, and her baby daddy was literally slamming the door on her back. So she went back into her car, came back out.
Ebony, are you being serious? Are you being serious right now? Are you being serious? Because I know my eyes ain't playing tricks on me. I know what I seen LaLisa put up. I know what I seen. They have drugged that girl and her family. That's a lie. Come on now. We're gonna be honest. Let's be honest. Come on now.
And then this was when the baby daddy walked towards the other baby mama. After this happened, he grabbed her by...
Nobody, hold up. I got no answers about Carmelo. Nobody said anything about Carmelo. Ebony, are you serious? Are you really serious? I can't believe you saying this. Absolutely, the cousin did say that. Sure did. Hey, Veronica. Holly is being drugged for protecting herself. I hope none of you witness have to go through what Holly had to do to protect herself. Ever. Or what Carmelo had to go through. Or what Kai Frost had to go through. I simply hope none of y'all be in that situation. Romeca's not a victim either. If you really want to tell it, she's not a victim either. She's dead and gone. That's how she's a victim, but she's really not a victim. She played a part in this. She played a part in this, just like all three that was there.
By the waist, she tried to wiggle away from him. Her arm was...
Look, she tried to wiggle away. Here it go. The other one said it too now. She tried to wiggle away. So he was doing all he could. She trying to wiggle away. Y'all, why y'all girl was trying to wiggle away?
Like literally...
Yeah, she had all the chances in the world to leave, just like Romeca did. She had all the chances in the world to leave, just like Romeca did. I'm sick of this stuff. I'm just sick of it being one-sided because one lost their life. Come on now.
Almost getting free with his arm around her neck this time, because he was holding her by the waist in the beginning and she wiggled out,
Wiggled out.
After this happened, he had her in the, like, almost looking like a headlock to me on the side. And then she stated, the other baby mama stated, "I'm going to shoot you, bitch. Watch me shoot you, bitch." And he stated, she's going to go get her gun. She's going to go get her gun. Watch. And after this happened, she ran to the passenger side of her vehicle, grabbed her gun, went around. And when the woman, the mother, you know, who slipped away from him for at least like maybe a good
Not slip away again.
As soon as she slipped away
again,
she shot her, and she shot her in the face, on her side, and in her thigh. And I saw him like holding her for a split second. Maybe he was in shock, but after he was in shock, I guess he picked her up, and when she was falling, like a gush of blood fell, you know, like out of her body. And I was like, what the fuck is he doing? You know, like, I don't know. Everybody else sees movies, you know what I mean, and they see put pressure on the wound. You know, why weren't you putting pressure on the wound? Why weren't you caring enough? This supposedly was your
I absolutely don't know what y'all wanted Carlos to do with this girl wiggling away. It was gonna bound to happen. I'm telling y'all now, I'm not fighting nobody at all. And I'm licensed to carry with a 9mm, and I'm not putting my hands on nobody. So y'all know the rest.
Baby mama, because when I was on the bus, I heard him and her screaming, and she was literally saying, she was like, I just dropped off my fucking baby. What? I just dropped off my fucking baby. Are you guys kidding me? Getting
out the car saying, I just dropped off my effing baby. What? That mean what you want to do. That mean what you want to do in my book. That's how I look at that. I don't know how true it is with that case, but that's how I look at it. What's up? So here again, here goes the picture. So this is the illegal. The police said that where Romeca was at is illegal parking right here. That's the illegal parking that I'm talking about.
As soon as I got off the 21 bus, and trust me,
hey
Chandrika, you know what I mean? Everything that I literally had to, I wasn't gonna let her die like that. You know, I literally looked into her eyes. That hurt me. You know, she said she dropped her baby off, and you don't know who she is. You know what I mean? And I was like, arrest her. She needs to get arrested. You know what I mean? They weren't even thinking. There was another black female cop who came up, and a Mexican short cop. And I pointed out, I was like, the gun's in her car. The gun's in the car. Why wouldn't you give him the gun if supposedly this was, you know, a self-defense? You know what I mean? If it was like, hey, here's the gun. This is what happened. It was no self-defense. I swear to you, it did not look like no self-defense. It looked like you shot her because you were just angry or something. You know what I mean? And to me, when she shot her, it wasn't it. The female that got shot, she wasn't with any gun. She didn't have no weapon, no knives, no nothing. So what was it that frightened you so much? You had to run around your car, go into your passenger seat or whatever the case is, and you reached in to get your gun and shoot this woman. You know. So to me, it was a senseless. They were arguing because she was pulling up.
Let me tell you something, Aisha, I don't know what your name is. This is how I look at this story. Even if this was my son, okay? If this was my son in this situation, let me tell you something. If my son go out there and he fighting over women, and he arguing over women, he living, y'all better leave me alone. If he out here being a plum fool behind a woman, okay, and he come up into this situation, and he end up getting unalive, guess what? I'm going to be one sad mother freaking mama. It's going to hurt my soul, right? But I got to wear it. I got to wear it because my child was doing something he was not supposed to be doing. I'm going to take accountability for my child. I mean, what about all these people? What about these murderers that get killed by the people that they messing with, or they a stalker, or somebody that's getting stalked, killed a stalker, right? But that was a life. They shouldn't have took that life, right? Nobody should be killed. That's what y'all saying. Whether it's grounds, you pushed, or what, y'all basically saying nobody should be, because they had a life. Because they had a life. People that go out and kill people and get on death row, why are they being killed? They have a life. Hey, Lupop, thank you. She said they may do a documentary on this story because it's very controversial with a lot of unanswered questions. Yep. Yeah, you the type of right or wrong. I got you. That's what's wrong with them. Don't make me go to. That's what's wrong with our community now. But I got you. I'm going to feel like that. That's because I'm not the average black person. I know when to take accountability, and I know when it's wrong. And you just have to, if your child out there starting confusion, getting out her car getting out her car that's not in a parking spot, okay? Kept wiggling away from your baby daddy. He trying to defuse it. Keep wiggling away. How many times did she wiggle away before something happened? It's not making sense. It's not. Y'all can say everything y'all want to say, but what this and what that and what that, She ain't locked up. The video that's at the smoothie shop must go in with what Holly said, because why ain't she locked up? Why? Why, y'all? That's a question that I asked from the beginning. If Carlos was so abusive, why would Romeca stop when she saw him? Exactly. And not only that, Carlos, I don't see how Carlos is abusive to her when he can't even tame her to hold her down. How is he abusive to her? He can't even tame her. She kept wiggling away. That's what both witnesses said. What is she wiggling away from? What is she trying to get to? Why did you? I want to ask the Mexican witness. What is she trying to get to? What was she trying to get to? Why she kept wiggling away? Wiggling to who? To get in her car? Where was she trying to go, y'all? But it's been 2 months, Creisha. About to be 2 months. Amber, there's a picture of black eyes that Carlos said the wall did it. You talking about the black eye when she kicked in his door? Is that what you're talking about, Ebony? I don't understand. Why is it so much with her and Carlos if she didn't want him? I'm confused. Okay, she said Holly didn't have to go there. Didn't have to go where? Didn't have to go where, baby? she wiggled away from the headlock. But why did he have her in a headlock? Why did he have her in the headlock? Y'all gonna make this make sense to me. Why did he have her in a headlock? Why did he have her in the headlock if she was going into that school? Why did she park right there? Why would he have her in a headlock? Why would she be trying to get away? And where is she getting away to? If he told her, get her ass back in that car. Why do he have her in the headlock in broad daylight, y'all? Can somebody please answer that for me? Why do he have her in the headlock in broad daylight if she wasn't doing anything? Why? If she was being nice and was trying to go into that school, why do he have her in the headlock in broad daylight? Please, somebody answer this. So they might as well get ready. It's too much evidence of child. Okay, so we don't know why he had her in a headlock. Okay, gotcha. So why is she parked? Why is she in an illegal parking spot and out her car? They also said Holly stalked Carlos that whole weekend and stayed outside his house. They also said that too, but hey, I don't know. I'm not discrediting. I'm not saying nothing. I'm taking what both of them said. She said, they both said, what I can agree on is they both said Romeca wiggled away. They both said it. That's why I'm stuck on that. Because we know for sure they both said that. That she got away. That's not a driving lane, Ebony. No, it's not. It's not a driving lane. No, it's not. No, it's not. Exactly. There you go. That's exactly why, because it was an altercation and he got in the middle of it to try to break it up. And he grabbed the one that was probably doing the most. We can ask, why did they do? I can ask, just like y'all asking why Holly, I can ask why did Romeca. It's clear as day that they said Carlos had to drop off his nieces and nephews or somebody at that school. So they went, and then they went to the gym. Then they were supposed to go to the gym together, right? Hey, Carol. Holly can't do nothing. She can't spend time with her baby daddy. She can't be seen in Chicago. She can't post nothing dealing with the baby and the baby daddy. I mean, she couldn't do nothing. Damn. Over a person that didn't care about this man no more, who had moved on, they say, and had a boyfriend. And Holly couldn't do nothing. Holly couldn't do nothing. Even though Romeca had moved on, Holly still could not be in a, still could not show her baby and Carlos together, and Romeca moved on and was happy. Romeca moved on and was happy. She had a boyfriend now. I don't know why her car parked right there. I don't know why she was wiggling away from that man. Yes, I did hear that, Ebony. I did hear that. I did hear that. Just like they say Romeca couldn't get to court. But what if it was virtual? OP said she was in court on 6/18/2025. Ah, okay. Hey, Candace. Tammy cannot be on panels. So, in other words, Holly couldn't have a relationship with her baby daddy. She shouldn't have been around at all. That's what I'm getting from y'all. Is she shouldn't have been around. Exactly.
Up, and I guess they ended up parking. Why was her car parked on the sidewalk? Because I seen she ran towards the sidewalk to get her gun, and it was a small black vehicle, and he had a black truck, I think. And literally, he came out of his truck looking like real, like he wasn't like on anything but being like mischievous, like nothing but like what was like he was planning something, you know what I mean? And I called the cops on the first time I called the cops, it was because he was attacking her, you know, and the other girl was just yelling at her and she was arguing back. So there was nothing going on for her to be like, oh, I'm gonna step back over.
The other girl was saying, I'm tired of you coming. Holly was saying, I'm tired of you fucking with different people about this man.
Here to go get my gun, you know, and she was nowhere near her. But that's all I gotta say. And I know for a fact that she did get arrested, but he got let go. So hopefully, you know, for what I said and what I witnessed, I just don't want to be, you know, put on the stand or anything to say. I did put a statement in because I know it's necessary. You know, it was a ridiculous. You know, I'm a mom too. I wouldn't want my baby to hear like that, you know, and I wouldn't want me to be laying in the ground. She's a sister, you know, she's a mother, she's a daughter, she's somebody to everybody. She's a friend, you know, and that was bogus to just stand there and look at her like she was nothing, you know. To me, I was literally so mad. My boyfriend was also really mad. He was yelling at them. I don't know if you noticed. He was there too, and I was on the phone with him while this was happening. I would call back at him, and he was like, "What's going on?" I was like,
I never said Holly wasn't messing with her. I said that they were both wrong. I said all three was wrong. I understand that somehow they had to get to this point. I get that part. But y'all the ones saying like this girl was an angel and Holly is just this evil thing because she protected herself. Nobody wants the stuff out about Romeca, but everybody is dragging Holly. When they both had flaws. No, ain't nobody got no proof. She did right at her car door. So what she mean? She was nowhere near her. Her car door was right next to Holly's car. Okay, y'all saying who paints a deceased woman out to be so bad? What have y'all done to Holly? Y'all only doing it because Romeca lost her life. Because if it was the other way around, y'all been painting the picture that Romeca was wrong. Y'all not being honest, and that's what's nerve wracking. Y'all won't accept well enough. Even if I don't blame Quadra, if he had a video, I wouldn't drop it because y'all still twist it to fit y'all narrative. Only thing we know is Romeca stopped her car and she was wiggling. She wiggled up out of him several times. Both people said, but I don't know where she was going. I don't know where she was going. She was wiggling, trying to get out, but it wasn't to get in her car. So I don't know where it was to go into the school to give her son what she had to give or what. That's all I hear is that she's an angel. She was this, she was that. She didn't deserve this, that, and the third. And nobody's life deserved to get took. I get it. She said, Creed, no, she did not. No, she did not. Holly had that restraining order, not Romeca. It was Romeca's duty to leave once she realized Holly was there. Exactly. She is an angel now. You're right, Trina. What's up, Trina? What is corporate saying? But what I'm saying is, okay, so before Q came out dropping videos or whatever, Holly was painted already to be this evil person. She shouldn't have done it. She was jealous, all kind of stuff. And then with Romeca, everybody just thought Romeca was, this good mother, perfect. She didn't deserve what happened to her, right? And she didn't. But then when Q came and he dropped videos of how Romeca is or whatever, then that's when all the back and forth and all this and that. But it was okay to drag. It was okay to drag Holly. But if somebody show about how Romeca was and how aggressive she was and how she acted, then it's y'all bashing her. Y'all shouldn't be doing this. She didn't deserve this. Da 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 da. Asked me, I said she already had dropped her baby off. That's what I wanted to know. So you saying, how do we know that Romeca wasn't trying to leave? Why was she wiggling away from her baby daddy? Where was she trying to go? It wasn't to go get in her car and leave. Because if that was the case, she'd still be here. Yeah, they trying to tell her where to go, how many times she'd come to her baby daddy's house. Like, they not being realistic at all. Because the witness was, let me see, because the witness said he was trying to put her in the car. Y'all was mad at him about all of that before. Y'all still mad at Q and calling him lies. Ebony, you rolled Q in my chat yesterday. You rolled him. Y'all still messing with that man. He can't do nothing. He can't say nothing. He a liar. But that's how I feel about Keys. Romeca wasn't over Carlos. She wouldn't have had stopped. Her emotions got her unalive because she couldn't accept he had another woman. She needed counseling. I ain't say it. I ain't the one that said it, baby. I'm not the one that said it. She definitely was not over him, because if she was, and if she did move on, she would still be here today. So she definitely was not over him. It's just a lot of stuff that people know that don't make sense, but they just still go with it to fit their narrative. It's crazy to me. I'd be so happy when this stuff is closed and y'all gonna see that Holly is not gonna go to jail, because I don't think she's going to jail. And I think it's other people that think that she ain't going to jail as well. I noticed that too. You kept trying to get David to get mad at Q. You kept saying David's name in the chat. David this said this about Q. David said that about Q. David this, David that. I seen that too, Ebony. I sure did. Everybody calls Q a liar. One. But I didn't hear David call him a liar. You sure did. She's not going to jail. She's not. They're gonna be so hurt. I said the car was closed. Huh? Well, no, she wasn't over that man. I don't think she was. Thank you. Thank you. Wrongful death. I don't see a wrongful death lawsuit. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happen. I just don't see that being a wrongful death. I'm sorry. I don't see that. Ebony, I said I don't know. I didn't hear him call him like, you don't have to show me a screenshot. I don't care if he called him a liar or not. All of y'all call him a liar, and now David a liar. So I don't know. Amber, they are passionate in looking over facts because how the case was first introduced to them. I felt the same way, but I kept an open mind when I started hearing other things. I'm still open. I get it. What speculations, Upper? What speculations? The only facts is Romeca baby was already at school and she didn't need to stop. Another fact is both witnesses she wiggled away. That's another fact. She wiggled away from Carlos when he was trying to tame her. That's another fact. No, I'm not a cult leader. I'm not a cult leader at all. Everybody is against me. How am I a cult leader? A cult leader is getting mad at what I'm blogging about now because my opinion don't go with theirs. That's a cult leader. Okay, hold on. Upper say Carlos had no reason with his hands on Romeca. You got it, Trina. You're right. He should have just let her charge at Holly. You're right. Okay, so Upper said, well, the first speculation is the reason why Romeca stopped her car. But I'm saying, what was the speculation? Okay, so you saying that she didn't stop her car? Or what? The other speculation is that she saw Holly. She saw Holly. Another speculation is she wanted smoke with Holly. Do we know that? But she's not here no more. Why is she not here? Why is she out of her car? Why was she wiggling from her baby daddy? What I'm saying is, why was she out her car? That's what I want to know. Why she stopped right there next to Holly? Who got there first, her or Holly? That's what I just said. I just said, why is her car right next to Holly? Why? Why is she in illegal parking, Upper? Can you answer that? And why is she next to Holly? Can you answer that? Y'all keep saying, why was Holly there? She can't be at the school. Y'all act like she talked and she talked to Romeca and said, meet me at the school or something. I'm saying y'all act like they talked over the weekend and made plans to fight or something. I'm confused. Upper, you stuck on the witnesses. I said several times that I'm gonna stick with what both witnesses said, and that was she wiggled away from Carlos when he was trying to hold her back. I already said that's the only thing that I'm gonna stick with because they both said that. That's it. I ain't sticking with nothing else. No. That's not what I asked, Trina. Somebody asked, why was Holly there? And I said, what do you mean, why was she there? Why can't she be at a school? Why can't she be there with her baby daddy? I mean, I don't get it. Why can't everything is why Holly this or why Holly that? It's not making sense to me. We got to ask all questions. Why Romeca this? Why Romeca that? Trina, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know if Romeca daddy could have held her down either. Okay. I don't know. You better say that. If she would have had survived, she'd have been charged because she broke the law. Absolutely. I'm gonna drop the link in case somebody want to come up. Y'all got. I like having different opinions. I don't like everybody coming out here, believing what I say. I mean, I like different opinions. You said charged with what? She broke the restraining order, so she would have been charged. Oh, but that doesn't matter once she saw. Hey, Trina.
Girl, I ran. How the fuck do you even run through the YouTube, girl? I ran. I put on my metal shoes and ran to the train. Girl, look, because you like, why she wiggle away from Carlos? Like, girl, he ain't
Why? Why would he have her in a headlock? Why would he be trying to hold her back or hold her waist or whatever? Why would he be doing that?
This is all what I want to know, because he had been looking for her ass since August 20th, according to his post. He had been up to her job, talked to her boss about whatever he said she did that he ain't told us. And he had been looking for her since August 20th, for the record, from out of his own post. And so that was his first time catching up with her. I want to know what the fuck
But
going on.
that shouldn't have made him put her in a headlock for no reason. Let me. Okay, I see somebody said Keys just scheduled a live. Also, a Moore scheduled a live too. Talk about what a Moore scheduled a live too. So Keys and Amore both going live about it.
When, right now?
Amore going live in an hour.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Miss White.
Hey, I just want to answer your question about that headlock. And I only like to operate off facts. And I just put in your chat that even with a theory, we're allowed to have theories, but even theories are built off of substantiated facts, right? It's okay to make a theory if you're supporting it with substantiated, hard-driven facts. But based off the witness testimony that we heard from two different witnesses, he had her in the headlock, one said the chokehold, however they said it. But we cannot leave out the fact that they said first he had her by the waist. She got away. He had her by the waist again, and she was wiggling out. So only common sense would tell me that those restraints were not good enough. So he took it to another level. That would be my answer about the headlock.
Why weren't the police called during all the restraining and abstaining?
Absolutely. I agree with that. I don't have a stance. Some people seem to think that I do, but my stance is really based off what I know. So if you don't know everything, then that's why I don't really have a stance. They think I do, but I really don't. I'm just open to whatever's being said. I heard the story just like everybody else did in the beginning, and I took it the exact same way. But when I started hearing other things, I could not just block out those things. Like, I don't just run. Listen, if I believe in something, and Amber knows this, I can believe in something, but for whatever reason, my analytical mind will break it down 40 ways, even when I believe in something. And I just want to make sure that it's solid and it's tight and it's, and it's lit. So based off what I've heard so far, it's not looking so well for the plaintiff. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean things won't change. It don't, but because I was just like everybody else. But when I started hearing different things, um, I don't even agree so much with how her personality was being exposed at such a precious time, because it was real close to her death, right? But at the same time, I'm even willing to consider why it was done. Don't mean it's right, but I can consider why it was even done.
Well, none of those videos show her being aggressive with Podaja Johnson. So that has
Right.
nothing to do with her defense. And so I'm wondering why they think that's even a viable defense. Like,
Well, we got to know now. We're smart enough to know that any case they're going to go back and find out the personality of the person and what they're capable of doing.
as far as anything, as far as a deceased person's character witness, that's usually not taken into account in that manner.
That's not true.
It will not be taken. She does not have videos of her being aggressive with Holly, aka Quadasia Johnson.
When I don't care who it is, and I want to move away from that case just to say anybody.
For
If
me,
anybody is unalived and there is an active trial and this person is claiming self-defense, they're gonna look up what anybody, not just this young lady, they're gonna look up what anybody did ever since the fifth grade. They want to know everything there is to know about them. So we got to be smarter than that.
and so what do you think would be even admissible in court in regards to her character from the fifth grade, unless it was something very detrimental, like
It,
her attacking someone in grade school and being expelled type of deal?
they're gonna say, why was she expelled? What was she doing? Was she being aggressive? Is this a tendency that she has? Is she known to do these things?
This is very hypothetical, and the only time I've seen or been a witness to her being aggressive is with her relationship in regards to Carlos Smith. And as we
Okay.
witnessed, they had a very toxic relationship. He has been arrested for domestic violence, and we've seen the damage that he can do. And
Okay.
so it's not like he's this innocent guy and she's just being super aggressive with him. And
I
a
agree with that. I
violent
agree with that. I
yeah,
do. I do agree with that. But
relationship.
at the same time, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, in a domestic violence relationship, it's typically either the violent person gets more violent until they kill that other person, or the partner starts to get just as aggressive or violent in that relationship as a mechanism of coping and survival.
Right. They call that stance the enough. It's just called enough. And what typical but in this case, he wasn't the one that she was fighting with, to my understanding. I want to give you a reference point in the Trayvon Morton trial. He was unalived, and that baby was dead in the ground and cold. And they pulled up everything he had ever done, even down to the fact of why he was with the dad and not with the mom, and
They,
back and forth. So
they,
that's just a reference point.
they did do that. But he was also still a minor. So, she's a 30-year-old woman. But they can do what they want, but
Yeah,
is going to boil down to what happened on that day.
that day, absolutely. And I've said that several times to anybody that I speak to. I'll say it. I said she can be just as known and to be aggressive as all get out. But they're gonna have to consider what happened on that day, because it could be a possibility that as bad as she was known to be on this particular day, that was not what type of time that she was on. So I'm very fair. I'm very fair. So
Because if, as a mother, I would be looking to see if they were coming up to the school to try and get my child, or if my child was in the car. She only dropped off the lunch. She don't know if what happened from that.
yeah, but that would not stand in court, because a dad has just as much rights, and moms don't get to say what happens and what don't happen. We like to do that because I did it a long time. We like to do that, but
I'm
they
not.
would throw that out.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying that. I'm saying that's possibly why she stopped to see. He didn't stop him from seeing his son, obviously, because we've seen videos with him in the car.
Hmm.
In the car with Holly's child.
How far away were they from the school? Because I understand it wasn't in a school zone,
Only
but
across
exactly.
the street,
I'm sorry.
47 steps from the school. I went to the scene. I did the video live, counted the steps from the school to the.
And how many steps away from the scene was Carlos's house? Because I think it was kind of like in the middle or something to that effect.
And so he lives around the corner and a block north.
So it wasn't either at the school or at his house, just kind of like somewhere in between the two places. Right?
No, it was
No?
across the street from the school. 47 steps across the street, directly across the street from the school.
And he did not live in that vicinity.
I told you he lives one block east and one block north.
Mm. See, I'm from the country, so we have a thing what we call a country mile, and y'all say a block.
It ain't a country now. My grandmother's from Macomb, Mississippi, And so it's not even, it would be like from somebody's house to the front yard to come up the hill.
Mhm.
It's like twice that area.
So being
Um,
that you walked the scene and you know all of that, how many steps, if you had to guess, how many steps would you say it was to Carlos's home from the scene?
this is what you do. You can go on Google Maps and go put in National Teachers Academy, which is on 22nd,
Mm-hmm.
and okay, and then put in 2000 State Street, because that's State.
Now, I don't want to sound like I'm being a smart behind or nothing, but I've done all
What's
of
the
that.
address?
I asked for you to let the
What's the
people in the
address,
chat
y'all?
know.
What's
So
the address?
you can go to, I don't know the exact address, I just know it's the 2100 block of State Street.
State Street.
Yeah, 2100 South State, and the National Teachers Academy.
Have they confirmed that was his school that he went to, or was it, they were saying that? Because to my understanding, it's another elementary school directly behind that.
No, that's the only school that's right there, and it goes through multiple grades.
Yeah, what is South Loop Elementary School?
It's not South Loop, it's the National Teachers Academy.
Understood. I'm asking, did they confirm because of the other school that's directly behind it, South Loop Elementary School?
I don't know what that school is. I think that was probably the previous name of the school.
No, it's the elementary school. I've dug so deep into this thing, it's not even funny, but
Well,
it is.
but you would know the correlation into where he lives, the school
But I
is.
think you missed what I said. I said I have looked at it. I just wanted you to say it for the people in the chat who may have not have known.
Trying to find out where South Loop Elementary is. Where is that located? What address do you have for South Loop Elementary School?
Hold on, I'll give it to you.
Hit directions, and put in National Teachers Academy.
South Loop Elementary School is at 1212 South Plymouth. Oh, they got 3 different locations, but the one that we're referring to would be.
Yep, that's it.
Oh, right here.
Correct. So it's a 9-minute walk.
Where you see the walk at?
Right there with the little man underneath that's walking.
Right here. Oh yeah,
Yes.
okay.
From State Street to Federal. Mhm.
Yep, 9 minutes walking.
So that's a real tight time frame for something to be a coincidence, don't you think? Because at the 10 minutes, you could be in your car on your way, gone, to where you're going. How, it shouldn't take you long to get in your car and leave once you get to your car. Like, what's the hold up? So a 9-minute walk just to get to that point where their vehicles are. How long does it take to get to Cermak? Because that's to the school, and they just went right there to Cermak on 22nd and State Street, basically.
I don't even see that.
That's Cermak right there, where it breaks up, the blue dots break up from the walking directions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You see that street in the middle, Cermak. And you see that building right there, that's the circle. That's the circular Hillard Home projects where the incident occurred.
Carlos. Oh,
Right. And so when you see, and so right there on Cermak, that's where I was standing, and that's the entrance to the school as well. right there on the street where you had where it says where you have that break. If you like follow straight across instead of going, east on the walking directions, but if you go straight across, you see that path. That path leads you right into the school.
Now there's people in the chat saying that there's more than one school. I know of South Loop, but they're saying it's like 3 schools over there. But I do know South Loop is an elementary school.
I went there, so I don't know what other schools are right there besides that school. I ain't seen no other schools.
Where's Plymouth Street from there or Federal? Did you see a Federal Street close by, Am?
Yeah, Federal Street is over
I
there.
did see a Federal Street. Mm-hmm.
So
It go
right there.
Federal, South Federal Street right here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the other elementary school is. That's why I was just saying, like, have we confirmed? Because we do know that the news was standing there. So I don't want to get into all of that, but see how it just opens more doors and more questions.
I went there. I did notice that it was another school building with a dinosaur set up on the playground and everything, but I didn't realize that was a different school.
It is.
But I do know that I do believe it's the same school only because one of my professors at Chicago State, their child went to South Loop, and it was, he had an issue with the people in the
Tina, now you just told me you didn't even know what South Loop was.
I said that school name should have merged with National Teachers Academy. And I don't know about South Loop being right there anymore. I believe they changed South Loop into National Teachers Academy. It wouldn't make sense for two Chicago public schools to be that close to each other. That ain't how it goes.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, I see.
Why would they? And then they both elementary schools. That's too close. Too much traffic. Too much everything.
Let me look this up. South Loop Elementary. 1212 Plymouth. Let me go on their website if they real. It say Chicago Public School. And it's an elementary school.
Yeah.
Put 1212 Plymouth in your in the directions. 1212 is supposed to be 1212 South Plymouth. What the hell? Oh no, that's a Chicago City Day School. I need this Chicago South Loop.
What to put in now?
So it say the address is 1212 South Plymouth.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm trying to see where they are in comparison to the National Teachers Academy. While they talking about Chicago public schools, damn near $1 billion in the hole, shit. But you got schools right across the street.
That's stupid.
National Teacher. Okay.
Hey, Trink, I didn't know that was you.
It's a 30-minute walk and a 6-minute drive, so it can't be that close. It ain't showing that it's close. It's South Loop is over there by Roosevelt. For the people who live in Chicago, South Loop Academy is over there by Roosevelt in between State right off Federal, where the it's west of Jules, where that girl got shot at.
So her auntie said, honestly, it doesn't matter. Holly in Los has a routine and she parks on the same street when she's in town. Holly was where she was supposed to be.
Everybody was where they were
And I
supposed
have to agree.
Romeca was where she was supposed to be, dropping off her son's lunch.
So, but my thing, why? How did they come in contact with each other? Why did they even come in contact with each other?
If she killed Romeca in Waukegan or West Bubblefuck, wherever they live with the Daisy Girls, you know what I'm saying? Then I'll understand that. But she on neutral ground in Chicago. Carlos' residence is not protected on her order, nor is it listed, nor is he listed.
But she's listed.
So
but she came that close to, but she broke the restraining order when she came close enough like that to Holly.
If she knew she had it, A, and B, you know what I'm saying? How close
somebody broke that all the way down today. I saw that somewhere today. Somebody broke that thing. Who was that? Somebody broke that all the way down. I don't want to speak on it because I don't know exactly what was said, but they did a breakdown on that.
Somebody did break it all the way down, but I ain't gonna say who did.
I want to know how they broke it down because it's no footage.
No, the restraining order.
They'll break it down again. I promise you, everybody will hear it. They did break it down. I'm just ain't gonna say who did it, but they did.
They might do it themselves, or they maybe can come up and explain. Yeah. But I think they said they had to pull their magnifying glass out to blow those letters up about the delivery.
Mm-hmm.
She got a default restraining.
Oh, wait a minute. She said she knew she had a restraining order. Romeca came to court on Zoom. Dang.
That's what was broken down today.
Show and prove she's a. I got the whole entire case status while Tammy lying doing the most.
Now I don't know about who Tammy or what she said. This.
I got the entire case status from the court. Every time it was a court case and decision, judge notes and everything. Romeca did not show on no Zoom, and she got it by default unless you trying to say the damn judge lying. Now, if you trying to say the judge lying, Miss Tammy, that's diabolical. Do your damn thing. But as far as I know, the judge ain't lied. Now, I believe them sheriffs done lied, but the judge ain't lied. Period.
Well.
Now, she ain't gonna make me believe the judge lied. The sheriffs was sketchy with all their paperwork and not being served. The girl was not served. She got the order by default. It's in the case status. It's in the judge notes. I tell you what, Tammy, contact Judge Michael Wheeler.
When you say default, Miss Tina, can you explain that to me when you say by default? Because I understand what you're saying when you say, well,
default. If she do post it, she gonna be posting my shit.
Because even if she did not show up to court, you still have to present your evidence to the judge. You can't just go in. They're not gonna just say, well, she didn't come to court, so you can get the restraining order because she didn't show up. That it doesn't work like that. You still have to present your evidence to the judge. They're just not there to refute it.
What's wrong with you? Quit being so ignorant. Google what a default judgment. Take your time, and if you want to put your email in the private chat, I will send you the order of protection. And
you call me ignorant
because you're screaming about evidence and presenting evidence, and that's not how it goes in a default judgment. There is
you still have to present your evidence to the judge.
The judge,
Listen, a restraining order is a civil lawsuit. Do we agree on that?
no, it's not a civil lawsuit.
What?
It's
Oh,
not a civil lawsuit. A civil lawsuit is different from
I mean, not a lawsuit, but it's civil. It's in civil court.
it's two types of restraining orders, a civil one and a criminal one.
What type do they have?
Romeca, she had a
Mm.
civil.
She had a civil. That's just like if I went to court. There's somebody want to sue me right now for $10,000, right?
Civil order.
They cannot. If they go to court tomorrow and I do not show up, they still have to show that judge why they feel like I owe them $10,000, whether I'm there or not.
Mhm.
We're talking about money.
Girl, oh, gee.
Tell you what you do while you woo Jesus. All you got
Look now, don't look. I'm not being disrespectful to you, and I expect the same because I can get nigga nasty now. Now we don't want to do that.
courts are public, so let's be real. All anybody gotta do is log on to any domestic violence court in Cook County. Okay? They have Zoom all day long. The emergency domestic violence court has Zoom overnight. All you got to do is log in and educate yourself. Because I'm not getting paid to educate you. If I want to educate somebody, I'll go clock in at CPS with my licensed teacher certificate and get paid.
Well, the thing about that is I don't have to be educated because I am educated. I'm knowledgeable and I'm nosy. I meet all three criteria, okay? So I don't need you to educate me. I don't live in Chicago. I lived in
That's
Chicago for about 2 years in Hillscrest, but I still have in-laws there. And I know, look, you don't have to try to insult me because I don't want to get nasty back because I know how to do that real good.
you playing games like you live in the South and you only know a country mile if you lived in Chicago in the Hazel Press. That's fugazi as hell. Man,
Okay.
Well, I can't move around. Honey.
Trina.
My ex-husband was military. I lived all over the United States. You sound foolish.
hey, why did
Auntie.
Where I'm from and where I'm at it has nothing to do with the price of peanuts in China, love.
you lie
Don't
like you?
get defensive when I ask you a logical
Auntie.
question that to get a sensible answer.
Man, y'all some diabolical.
Amber, can you go to my page?
Spell diabolical right now. Don't think about it. Spell it right now.
Can you go to my page?
I thought so.
Yeah, I will.
Can you go to my page? Auntie, I got this real quick. I'm going to show y'all something. Can you pull it up?
I'm not. I am
Yeah,
that
I'm
somebody.
on your
I'm not.
page
She
now.
don't know though. She
All
out
right.
here talking shit, girl. Please.
I just need y'all to mute y'all mics for 1 second.
I will, love. I'm glad.
1 second. I'm the one that went through your live, Trina,
Okay.
reposted it, and I'm going to show you something so that you can stop saying she didn't go to court. I'm going to show you.
Show it. Show it.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, somebody calling Trina on their bluff now. Hold on, let's see. Okay, tell me where to stop. Can y'all
Yeah.
see it?
Hold on.
Keep
Wait a minute.
go. Hold on. Let me speak.
No, before you show it, put some motherfucking money on it.
Hold on. Just hold on. I don't need to put no money on
If
you.
she wrong,
You
I'll
told
put
me,
it
let
on
me
it.
show you.
You
There
say
it go, right there.
what?
Can you make that bigger?
Which one?
Go
Right
back.
here?
No.
No. Right here?
I can't see the thing. Yeah. Can you make that bigger? This is Trina Live.
Mm.
Hold on. Can you make that bigger?
Let's see. Want me to press? Do I press play? Do I know? Hold on. You need me to go over?
No, it's
right
not
here?
it's
Okay.
a screenshot. Now
I
you see, hold on. Let me talk, man. You see Romeca name?
Wait.
Under her name, it say respondent
Yeah.
served in open court. That's what it say. Then under it,
Yeah.
it says petitioner showed up in court, responded. Then they crossed it out and it says is present. This was stamped 6/18/25. That means Romeca was in court. That's your live. That ain't nobody but yours. You did that. Meeks still, I can't really see because it's a comment right there. Eileen O'Neill Burke, detective. That's what your live say. So now, you pull it up and you go look at it and you see what it say. And you gonna stop saying that Romeca didn't go to court, man. Because she did. This dyke, this messy dyke says so. Because I'm reading your paperwork, love.
Well, that's what it say. That's exactly what it say, that she was there.
So what
She's the
happened
one that
was,
started that she did not go.
so
She's the one.
now Romeca
That's
was
where everybody
served.
got it from, the 47
Listen,
step lady.
Auntie, Romeca was served by the sheriff on the 10th to appear in court on the 18th. Most likely it was a Zoom, right? They served her in court. They must have gave her an adjournment to probably get a lawyer or get her little information together or whatever the case may be to come back to court on July 14th. Romeca did not show up with a lawyer. She did not come back to court, and they had a hearing at 1 something in the afternoon. All right. And at 4 something, that hearing went from 1 to 4 or 2 o'clock to 4. I don't have it in front of me, but it went to 4:30 when the judge ordered by default, after hearing all the evidence, a preliminary order of protection that expired July 14th, 2027, which was for 2 years, at 4:30 p.m. in 2007, it's going to expire.
And this is
Captain
why I want
Smith.
y'all to be open-minded. Quit taking what somebody say and run with it like
And I'm
it's
sorry that
law.
I'm yelling and I'm angry, but y'all gonna stop playing in people's face. I'm using your stuff to show you that you didn't read your paperwork that you supposedly got, and the only person that got properly.
Right here that says default on. Are you,
She don't know what
Are you-
default means, just like diabolical.
Terry?
Now, petitioner, listen, pull your paperwork up on your channel. Pull this up right here. We'll all go to it. And it's going to say the same thing because that's a screenshot.
Say, I got a certificate too, but I ain't gonna sit up here and like I'm smarter and call nobody dumb. Like, that's crazy.
I ain't never seen nobody get shut down with their own paperwork, Trina. That's some business. Woo. I ain't never seen it.
Y'all just please
going.
do your own research. I keep
going.
yelling at
Keep
y'all.
going.
Find out for yourself. Quit taking people's word for stuff. That's why everybody over here is emotional and all in their feelings now. Please stop doing that.
Wait, slow down. Go back. Go back. I want to point something else out. Go back. Go back. Yeah, go
She
back.
said, "I wanna
Right there.
point
Stop
something
right
else
there.
out."
No. Go back. Right. Go down some more.
This is not her order.
No,
this is
go
right
down some. No, you. Come on, go down where
Trina,
it says that she's supposed to stay away from Holly, and right there, go back and Carson Smith, which is Holly's son. Hold on, right there. The preliminary hearing. Hold on, listen. This was on 7/14/2025. That's initially known violation of stalk and no contact order is a Class A misdemeanor. Any second or subsequent knowing you moving it. Come on, I'm trying to read it to the people. Knowing is a Class 4 felony. Based on the finding in court, which was made orally for transcription, the following persons are protected under this order: Quadasia Johnson and Carson Smith, which is her son.
We all know that. That was on 7.
No, you said wasn't no child on there. She ain't had no reason.
No child on there.
You did say that. You showed the other paperwork. You scrolled past all of this.
Carlos ain't on there. I said Carlos ain't on there.
Well, was her baby not there or not? Her
and her baby was there. So what?
And I'm pretty sure in court they told Romeca that she was supposed to stay away from Quadeja and Carson.
Yes, they did, because that's what's on the restraining order. So they told her that.
So now when you say the Stokey address, right? When you say the Stokey address,
here, right?
when you say the Stokey courthouse, that's because she got served in court. That's why. So now you can stop saying that too. She got served in
This
court.
is the order, right? Denial or dismissal. The denial or dismissal.
Go up some more. Petitioner is present in court. Go up. No, stop right there. Respondent is present.
Open court.
Right. Respondent served in open court. Yes. You missed that, huh? You missed that stamp.
About the biggest not knowing it all, know it all I ever seen. Good
You
God
missed
Almighty.
that stamp. And y'all called me a fucking liar.
Sure did call you. I didn't appreciate that either.
Yeah, you gotta quit being disrespectful. Can't nobody hear you when you disrespecting people. Because my mouth is just damn.
I'm sorry because I was heated yesterday because you don't classify me as no dyke and y'all and act like that shit was cool. That shit wasn't cool. I got a vagina. I am very comfortable with my sexuality. I got a pussy.
What do they say?
Fuck.
Right here.
And it worked.
Preliminary
It's called preliminary.
No contact order shall remain pending.
Until 7.
This case is continued to.
You see, 1:30, right? At 1:30, they had a hearing. Had a hearing.
Okay, so wait a minute, hold on. Let me ask, what are we debating now when she just showed that she was in court? So what are we saying now?
So that means that this is the paperwork that was certified mail sent to Romeca, right? Romeca had the chance. Hold on. Romeca had a chance to say she didn't live there. She lived somewhere else.
Do you know
and that she needed to be in court for a hearing on the 14th at 1:30, and she did not show up.
And an order. Do you know the difference between a petition and an order?
Oh my God, man. Listen.
To be heard.
We can go back to my page.
Thank you, Latte. She knew about the order. That's all we saying.
We could go back to my page where it says the order, the stay away order was allowed and it was continued. Okay? We could go back some more if you want to. You can't argue this, sweetheart.
You can't. And the fact of the matter is, guys, restraining order or not, if it was self-defense, it's self-defense. The restraining order just gave an extra layer. That's
so
it.
She
That's
knowingly pulled up. She knowingly pulled up knowing that she had an order protection pending against her or whatever the case may be, that she was supposed to go to court. She didn't show up to court, but she still pulled up on this girl, man. What, she was pulling up to say hi?
They still got to prove to me that this girl was in court.
I don't know and believe. Wait a minute, the paper right there. Wait, Trina, she showed you on your own paperwork.
On her own paperwork, man. And that's what Quadre was saying. Quadre been playing with y'all the whole time. The whole time he had these videos, he been playing with y'all.
You better say it. You better say it.
Mm-hmm.
Say it.
And I got text messages, inboxes to say he been playing with y'all all along. He had all these videos all along, man.
And you the one that announced it, Trina, that Quadre was college educated. He no fool. And I bet you he can spell diabolical too.
He said they wouldn't even believe it if I, you know what I'm saying? So why not? I'm going to play with them and get some money while I'm at it. I ain't mad at him. Yes, baby.
What?
This still only states that this will be heard for a hearing.
Hold on, let me mute my mic.
And yes, it was a default order put in place. No one ever denied that. I got an issue that it's a default order, number one.
You got an issue with the truth.
It's gonna be a default order if you don't come to court and prove your case. She could have came and brought her evidence that Holly was stalking her, but she chose not to.
Yeah, Lupa, I'm gonna shut her. I'm mad because she's up here insulting me back to back, and I wasn't doing that to that lady.
And guess what? I'm trying to get the transcript of the court on 6/18 because they said Romeca acted a damn fool.
Trina, they said you gotta take accountability.
And I'm not telling my
mistakes.
source. I'm not telling my source.
Don't tell your source because I don't tell mine either.
But they said she acted a fool.
You believe that, Trina?
I don't know.
You don't know.
And gave her an adjournment so that she could get her a lawyer. How about that?
Yeah, everything she talk about is suing somebody because she feel like that the case ain't gonna go the way they want it. She trying to line them up so they can get some money.
Trina said if she don't get charged, she said it's gonna be wrongful. It's gonna be a wrongful death lawsuit. I don't see how that can happen.
That's what Trina about. She'll tell you everybody she done sued and how she laughed in the FBI face. That's what she about.
Foolishness.
Yeah. You fuck with me, I'm gonna sue the shit out you.
You better. You better. I don't blame you. You better. But don't leave that family down the wrong road either. Don't do that to that family. You setting them up for false hope doing that. Don't do that to them. You wrong.
In Illinois, there are laws that have to be abided by before you kill someone.
That's right. And
well, I probably done did more research on your laws than you have. Just like that duty to retreat is not even mandated in Illinois.
No.
Put that in your peace pipe and smoke it.
She didn't have to retreat once she pulled up on her.
Trina, they said you gotta take accountability, baby.
Her son was in the car. She didn't have to retreat because she had an order of protection to stay 1,000 feet away. She didn't have to go anywhere. Once she got that order of protection, even if it was by default, it stated that it meant that Romeca was a threat.
And it still don't mean that she had to lose her life. But you still have to put the facts at the feet where they belong. You can't shred them up and throw them around and spread them where you want to.
It's tragic.
You gotta deal with the fact
that happened. But I believe that girl was in fear, man. That something bad was going to happen. I don't know what was said. No witnesses can't say. Listen, they had an argument, right? But no witnesses can't say which each of them said back to each other. For all we know, Romeca could have said, bitch, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill your baby. We don't know if Holly said, I'm going to kill you. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. Nobody can say what the people were saying, but I don't believe that Romeca was standing there. Carlos was holding her and she didn't have nothing negative to say out her mouth. That's
make it make sense. Make it make sense.
No, building all this hate and spreading discord. Spreading discord and building hate for what? Because you want to be right?
Who is spreading discord and building hate?
You was, because you said she wasn't properly served, and she was.
That's giving that family false hope. Just giving them something else to hook on to and lean on to. That's wrong.
No wrongful death lawsuit, and it ain't false hope. But
so are you going to tell the family that she was properly served?
I definitely will.
All right, that's what's up.
That's what's up.
Thank you.
So you gonna go on your platform and do that?
It seems like I'm gonna have to.
Right. You just discover some evidence.
Thank you. Okay. That's what I like, Trina.
But I'm gonna definitely do some digging.
As you should. Keep digging, but make sure before you post it, because people like me is watching. I'm going to dissect your shit.
Yeah, I'm like that too. What's her name? Real T. I'm the same way. Even if I believe in you, I don't like being wrong, guys, for one. Yeah. And I'm a certified self-diagnosed know-it-all. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna break stuff all the way down. It's the Virgo in me. Like I just can't help it. I'm too analytical, and I
But
get
let
on
me
my
tell
own
you,
nerves with it. But
I have sat, excuse me, I have sat and went through people's cases where there has been text messages and they've been about this thick with a fine tooth comb, like looking, because these are loved ones to me, and they looking at some crazy time. I do this for a living, man.
now listen what Jesse Ray said. Because see, she said she had to call her boyfriend to come over there.
He said, wait a minute, hold on. She said, my cousin is the witness. She didn't hear what was said.
And
Her
I
and her
said that.
boyfriend got off the bus after the shooting.
Didn't I say that though,
Yeah.
Amber?
Mm-hmm.
And
Damn.
Upper, because she said it herself. The witness said it herself out her mouth. Upper called me a liar.
Wow.
She was not credible because she wasn't right there. She didn't hear it.
I didn't like how the witness made she inserted herself in so many parts of this that she should not have. She
Yep.
first led it with saying, I called the police first. I was right there, she was saying things like, I wasn't gonna leave her like that. There's no way. I was just not gonna do that, man. But if you further listen to what she said, then she goes on to say I sent my boyfriend over there to see if she was okay.
But let me tell you something. Any fucking decent human being, I'm sorry, this is just my opinion. If I see somebody bleeding, okay, and I quote unquote know I'm supposed to put pressure on the wound, because that's what she was telling that Carlos was supposed to do. He was supposed to apply pressure to the wound. I would have applied it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And y'all, can I please tell y'all one thing that has been misconstrued so badly, and I have been waiting to say this. In
What?
regards to that man giving the wrong address. Now, and I heard Amber when she said that sometimes when you upset and all over the place, you might say things wrong or you can't think, right? But when I look at his composure, I didn't see him being to the point where he could not think. But one thing people have not taken into consideration, when I was in emergency dispatch for OnStar, I know this to be true. Once you give your address, if you call 911 right now, they're going to ask you for your address or they're going to ask you for where you are at if you are not at home. And then they're going to ask you to spell the street name. And after they ask you to spell that street name, they are going to ask you for the next closest intersection.
And I believe that's what they did.
So they can close in the grid. That's all I want to say about that part. Please don't leave that out.
Across the street from whatever that lot was, it looked like an empty lot. He said, and you can hear it in the video, he's saying across the street from blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. That's why one person was able to play a video saying one address and another person was able to play a video saying a different address because they definitely asked you for your next closest intersection.
And I want to just say this too and touch on this. Amber, it's a way that we can put it's Google Maps where it go live and you can see the streets and the cars like if they was on the street.
Right then and there.
Holly's car is 3 cars from the corner. Sharks is across the street on State Street. So if her car was 3 cars from the corner and Sharks is right across the street on State Street in Cermak, Carlos lived right next door to Shark over the restaurant. Trina saying that the school, they was closer to the school than Carlos' house.
I seen when Upper did the walk, she even said, oh, he lived closer than I thought he did.
That's what I was just about to say. Upper did the whole
so
walk.
That's why I was asking that. But listen what Ebony said. She said his ass gave the wrong address and 911 have no accounts of him calling Miss White. So who was he giving the wrong address to, Ebony? So y'all got to make this make sense. Listen to what you said. He giving the wrong address, but then they don't know he called.
I know they was closer to the school than his crib.
They was not. They was three. Holly's car was 3 cars from the corner of State Street and Cermak. The
Uncle did
school
the
is
walk, and
closer
she
on the
even
other.
stopped. She stopped
the-
in the middle of her walk and said, "Oh, I didn't know he lived this close."
Yes, what she said.
I don't have no side to take because everything's not out. But all I'm saying is y'all got to make it make sense and just tell the truth. Because every time somebody say something that's not the truth, I go look, I go research, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go. That ain't right either.
And we could do a FaceTime video and do it on Google Maps. We could see how close it show you clear as day. It don't. It show you everything. It even show you the camera on the corner of State Street in Cermak.
Yeah, we did the one with the blue line. The blue line that walks you from one. We did a map from both schools because we were not sure what school it was. That just happened to be where the news was standing at because of where the incident happened at. So we did one from both schools to get the measurements from there to there. We did one from his house to both schools, and then we did one from
That's
his
right,
house
Ebony. He lived close.
to where
He
it
lived
happened.
closer. Yeah.
That way, it
So,
would be no room for error. I knew I read. I just wanted her to say it. But when she said it was not another elementary school there, it kind of threw me. I was like, oh.
but the thing about it is the entrance to the school is not even on Cermak.
Wow.
On my
Yeah,
video,
please do your own research and quit taking people's word for it. They
on
are hijacking y'all feelings and emotions and
on
making y'all play to the beat of their drum.
school on Cermak and talk to the security guard and had him identify the school. So stop playing.
Yes, but the entrance is not right there.
I entered
You
on
don't just you
that's
just don't
my
it's
car on Cermak.
say that
Griffin
again.
said his cousin was lying.
I literally did a live.
Riri
My car.
1000 says the school is blocks away from the crime scene.
You're going too far. You're taking it too far.
The back of the school is on Cermak. That's not where they go in. So, and I'm gonna tell you why they don't go in that, because it's not safe, right? That's a busy street right there. So you telling me that people double park,
You want a sidewalk in Active Street.
people double park and get out their car and
I'm-
let their kids get out their car, and no, that's not the proper entrance. You can go through there walking way back to the building, but that's not the entrance where they drop the kids off.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, y'all just gotta tighten up. Use your own judgment. Find your own facts and research. You can't just, man, people send you to hell in a handbasket and you won't even know why you standing at the
You'll
gate.
be mad for no reason.
Yeah. You don't even know why you standing at the gate listening to everybody. You can't do that. Even down to the first time we heard it got us in our feelings. Number one, the news said, the way the news said it, you would have thought that it was directly in the school. So I was looking at the school lockdown. You can go, it's a website you can go to. It can tell you about every school shooting, even if it's not at the school, if it's across the street. I went to those websites. I went everywhere. There was nothing there.
And how Cermak is set up. Cermak is a two-way. So going this way, it's a one-way. Coming this way, it's a one-way. It's a little divider in the middle of the to separate the two sides, right? But you can drive, right? And you can see on the other side. You can see the cars, you can see the people. And I believe that Romeca was driving, looking, and seen them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
You got to listen to how the news first gave it. And it put everybody in their feelings. Then you got this little girl came and said, oh, he had her in the headlock. You like that dirty dog. You know what I'm saying? But now, when you listen to her testimony, You understand why he had her in the headlock. You might not like it, but he was trying to make her get back in the car.
But I
And
never knew restraining somebody was pretty. Like I
no, it's
never knew,
not.
and I don't believe that he restrained her, and I believe he really tried his best. But in his same token, he knew that he already had cases with her and all that, and he did not want to hurt her.
You look if you look up, go back to that Clarissa Hood case in Chicago where her son had shot that man in the restaurant that was punching her in the face. Y'all remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Go if you go to that case, they first had locked that woman and her child up, and later they got out, right?
Yeah.
But see, this is the part that nobody talks about. After they got out, she had a lawsuit, and Trina, you probably know about this. She had a lawsuit against the news and the city for how they presented that case when that was not what the case was. She says she was getting threats and being harassed so bad that it was almost worse than what she actually went through.
But
Now,
this
see,
is
later,
what the content creators don't understand.
yeah,
Because the same thing with I'm gonna just use Cardi B and Tasha K. Tasha K and the whole $1 million because she
Totally is.
recorded something and gave her commentary,
mm-hmm,
and she thought Cardi was playing with her,
Mm-hmm.
and she had to pay Cardi $1 million
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
because she
yeah.
was talking shit.
Yeah, people got to be responsible about how they put stuff out because the news put it out wrong. And I'm just making reference to the Clarissa Hood case. Now, you cannot pay Clarissa Hood to talk about this case at all. Now, she dropped her lawsuit, but common sense will tell you this. She got something because she won't talk about it no
Right?
more.
They
I think
settled
she
out of
dropped it for
court.
an undisclosed amount of money.
Right.
But
I
you
know
gotta be careful.
Tia Ewing at Channel 32 also went over that order of protection that Romeca had from Holly Johnson, from Cordeja Johnson.
Mm-hmm. She said it looked like a
Look like
headlock.
a headlock. Yeah.
I wouldn't have cared if it was a full Nelson, whatever it took to save that child life that day.
Mm-hmm. I agree, Tammy. As a content creator, you have to remove your emotions and focus on facts. Exactly. That's why I say facts over feelings.
But the thing about it is, and
Truth
that's why
over
I
lies.
love your panel, Amber, because at first, you was like, and then you took some steps back, and it was like, hold on, let me do my own research on what's going on for real. And then it's like you allow people to come on, even if they don't disagree. I mean, it don't agree with you. You're not disrespectful towards them. You go on these other panels and they so disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
They so disrespectful, and then you don't even know who you cursing out for real. You don't even know who you talking shit to.
You
I
don't?
don't
even know.
You go from panel to panel being disrespected by women. I mean, disrespect panel to panel being
Listen,
disrespected. I said, I'm not finna disrespect
and I'm gonna
you.
say it because I was baffled when the cousin said that when she catch him, if she catch him, she gonna stick a stick up his ass. I was baffled because that is sick. Okay,
Damn,
I don't
she
care
said
what
that?
nobody say. I don't care how mad you are. I don't care what. Listen, I've had death. I done lost children. You don't say no sick shit like that.
You don't.
And everybody was laughing, and it was a he and a ha. What the hell wrong with y'all?
You don't. You have to be mindful, y'all. And you have to put yourself in certain situations too and ask what I had done. For the people, I see a lot of people in Amber's chat there who are not her regular followers. But when we went and celebrated my birthday last month, the lady, we call it across the street.
Oh, I was gonna bring that up today.
Yeah, she posted her weapon online when she knew we were going to be in her city. We had no intentions of going over there for her. None of that. We were going to celebrate. But I guess she felt away and she was giving us a just in case warning, right? Just in case you hoes thinking about doing XYZ, just know what I got over here, right? She put it up there. She let us see it. Now, that was not our intention at all. Let me make that very, very clear. But let's say we had done that, and that lady put lead in either one of us, right? Don't be mad talking about she ain't had to do that. They won't come to do nothing to her. None of that. she would have been within her right. And I don't like the lady. We've been in court and everything, and y'all know that. But I have to keep a spade a spade. If she would have done anything to us, coming anywhere near her property, her vicinity, or any known place, and she done that, they were gonna go back and watch these 3 years of us fighting online back and forth, and let her walk right on back out her door to her door. Now, and I gotta be honest about that.
But
And
you
you
know
can't
what's
sit up
crazy?
there and say, "Oh, she was wrong. She didn't have to do that." She would have known what we were coming to do.
You know what's crazy? Every state has their own different type of laws. Where I live, we got castle doctrine. We don't have a duty to retreat. So if you running up on somebody or you jumping out of car, you doing something, you better be mindful because we don't have none of that.
Only your house.
Huh? No, we have castle doctrine over our house and our car.
Mm-hmm. And even in the state of Illinois, when they say that you have the right to protect the duty to retreat, but when they say self-defense, when I dug deep down into those laws, self-defense is also anybody who's with you at that time.
Yes.
It's
And
sad, but it's true.
and it's sad because she had her son.
Yeah, yeah. And I didn't
And
even think when I first heard that second testimony, I didn't take that testimony as them saying that Romeca was actively trying to do something to Holly's baby. That's not how I took it. I took it like because her baby was in the car, she wasn't going to take those chances, kind of, so to speak. Because I'm always going to be honest and I'm always going to be open. So I didn't feel like that either. I didn't think that.
But then we don't know what movement or what was said to make her, because okay, we gonna just hypothetically, if somebody say they gonna spit on my baby and they act or attempt to, I can't say what I might do, man.
Yeah, that's mad
Can't say what I might
disrespectful.
do.
That's
And people are getting felony charges for spitting
Yeah.
yep.
since
It's,
COVID. So I
yeah.
can't, I can't. We don't know what was said. Only the people that were there know. But when it comes to facts, I strongly believe Romeca was not supposed to be there. And why? Because Romeca didn't have a restraining order or order against Holly. Holly had one against Romeca.
Yeah, and Holly live in fucking Waukegan.
Well, we don't know that because if it's being heard in Stokey is 16 minutes from downtown Chicago. So, and she has,
with no traffic shit. Because
I'm just saying, it's closer. So that Cook County is the county.
Yeah. And then we have to also clear up stuff about the CCL. When they say having a CCL don't give you the right. Listen, the CCL does not even give. All the CCL means, guys, is you can close your stuff up, not let nobody know what you have. That's why Illinois have that FOID code, the FOID card. So they gotta even know the differences. All the CCL meant was that you don't have to make it known what you have, like open carry or closed carry, concealing it. That's what the CCL means.
But
to conceal it, you have the right to conceal it.
I wanna bring up this. So people was bringing up the old articles when Holly, something the mother was like, I ain't getting into this, and Holly had got into trouble when she was younger or whatever the case may be. The mother had a full FOID card. So why wouldn't Holly have a concealed carry or a FOID card? Listen, my mother got one, I'ma have one too.
Yeah, the FOID just means that you can purchase that weapon along with the ammunition, and the CCL means that you can conceal it without nobody knowing what you have on your person. So you got to be clear about a lot of stuff, because I hear people saying just because you had that CCL don't give you. I'm like, oh God.
It don't give you thing, but it
It don't
Everybody's
like the
God-given right is to protect themselves. You can't tell
Hmm.
somebody. So, cause somebody punched me in my face, I'm supposed to just punch them back in their face. No, I'm gonna knock her teeth out.
Yeah,
You
I'm
gonna
not.
make
no,
I'm
them
not.
teeth play. You gonna make them teeth play hooky from their gums.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna play with nobody, man. And,
I have always been a fighter. I have always been a
me
fighter. And
too.
even at my big age now, I will still swing on. Yeah, I'm working on that still, y'all. Okay, I'm not perfect,
We
but
all a work in progress.
yeah, but I prefer to pow. I prefer to pull my weapon and pow, 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 pow.
Listen, I
I
had
mean, that's
six
my
brain.
preference.
Listen, you think I'm going toe to toe with somebody? I had
And I'm
six
not.
brain
And,
surgeries, not me.
and I wear
I
open.
wouldn't dare.
My weapons wear open toe sandals. If you get what I mean. If you don't know what that means, those are hollow points. I call them open toe sandals. So yeah, I'm not doing that. And I
but
know how to fight. I'm just not doing that. I done did my fighting.
but I had just put a post on Facebook. I come from an era when somebody was out of pocket or out of line, we knocked their head off, man. It
Yeah.
wasn't no, and it wasn't no all of this and that. They got their head bust. I don't understand. I don't know. I grew up in the Bronx. It was rough. It was very rough.
do you feel it's okay for if you run up to knock somebody head off, somebody gun you down, then we supposed to be like,
Hey, listen, you got to be prepared for everything. You got to be prepared for everything. Where I come from, I grew up in the projects. Anything can happen. You just don't run up on people, man. You just don't do it. You liable to lose your life.
as long
Yeah.
as long as it's respected on all people.
Listen, I'm me
Because
personally, I'm not afraid to die. So if I run up on somebody and they handle me, hey, but I'm not gonna run up on nobody.
Right. You just can't run up on people and not expect. Now, and I'm not referencing this case. I'm just speaking in general. The example I give is if I get in my vehicle and I get to my stop sign and I pull out in front of a Mack truck, my family can't be mad talking about, oh, she didn't think she was going to uh, die from it. We thought she was just going to get the rear view mirror knocked off, or maybe he was going to put a dent in the side. That's the
Okay.
chance that you take when you do certain things.
Like for instance, the young boy that in Milwaukee, he didn't know that was a off duty cop. He hit that man with that gun.
Mm.
truth be told, I'm still sitting in this motherfucker like, damn, that shit said that.
But everybody, and I'm sorry for yelling at you, but I'm very passionate about this, and
You brought that to my attention.
I got a 28-year-old, I got a 27-year-old daughter that is very emotional, man, and I have to coach them all the time. I got a 21-year-old daughter that they are very emotional and they react all the time. They be in these relationships and they so emotional, and I be having to coach them like, listen. Don't be going approaching no female over no dude, man.
Mm-mm.
You don't know what they got, what nothing. Don't be going nobody house. Don't be pulling up on nobody. Don't be doing that. I tell them this. I don't care if you love him. I don't care if he lying. You don't do that.
I'm sitting in
Yeah.
this motherfucker like,
And
Mhm.
she ain't know. How the fuck she know? What
Yeah.
work
And,
in my hand?
and just encourage the people, Trina, not to try to move the goalpost on it now. Because what I see people doing is when you knock one thing out the ballpark,
I
then they spin it. Well, what about I'd have had they just keep switching it around and around and around.
but you know what they gonna say? Trina document is fake because you can't spin that around no kind of way.
motherfuckers ain't fake. That shit direct.
I
Her.
know because you went down there to get it.
So,
You made it very clear. I'm the only one that has this paperwork.
and don't make no mistake. I still stand 10 toes down that that girl is a murderer and she shouldn't have killed her. You know what
And
I
you know
mean?
what? I can't take
And
that
that's
away from
okay. Right.
you.
I'm
I
just
cannot
about to
take that
say.
away from you. But the only thing I ask everybody is just please, just your feeling is how you feel about it. But I think we should base our feelings off of facts. Even if you have a hypothetical Theories are even based off substantiated facts, not just something all that mess about. He held the girl hand and she did the pulling and they were kidnapping and all. It just gets so crazy. If you believe that they were wrong, then you believe that. But don't
But you,
add shit sauce on top of the.
and you can't disregard that legal document.
Yeah.
You can't, when I was saying that the sheriff served her, it was like, no, Trina, you was arguing me down. You said no, he just probably dropped it off to her door and thing. And I said, he sworn. If that's the case, if the family can prove that he didn't serve her, then what you said. That's a lawsuit. That's some type of action need to be taken because behind that.
Absolutely.
But they can't prove that because she went to court.
Yeah, Dion
Mhm.
said that that's what they're gonna do. Yeah, just like about her baby, and they know. Like, well, if they don't know, I did foster parenting for a long time. I've had 42 kids under my belt, and anytime there's violence, even like a fist fight, when there's violence and a child is near or within, in the vicinity, or they see it, they're gonna step in. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Um,
And another thing, they saying that Los took that lady phone on that report, on the incident report. It say the police got Romeca
Yeah,
phone.
yeah,
Now they trying to say Romeca had two phones.
yeah,
but
yeah.
My
they're using that to try to say that
my
that he was gay,
interpretation
that
was
he was
that
trying to hide the info.
Los was in shock and he did not want to touch her. Like he was in shock. He didn't, you know. But when when somebody choking on blood, man, it's like talk to me. You shaking them. Talk to me. Like keep your eyes open, man. Like
Yeah, yeah.
but
Because we can't leave out that the witness first said he picked her up. Why would he pick her up if he didn't care?
and I believe he loved. I really believe that at one time he was madly in love with her. But I believe that people fall in and out of love all the time. Doesn't mean
Mhm.
he didn't love her. Just means he wasn't in love with her.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people come to an understanding that everything that's good to you is not good for you, and I think that's where they were both at.
And then just go. I went through Romeca page, and it was plenty of times that she said, he may not have been a good partner. He may not been a
Good.
good boyfriend or whatever, but that he was a great father and that she could not
Mhm.
take that from
Take
him.
that from him. Yep. Yep.
That's the reason why I wanted them to stop drawing so many conclusions and causing so much problems. Because when this dust settles and that man have to go get his baby, you think he want to just take the baby from her family?
I don't think
But
so.
they staring all this stuff that they're gonna force hands for things that have to be done with no gray in the middle. There ain't nobody thinking about that baby.
Because if,
Yeah.
hypothetically and or allegedly, if no charges is brought and they close the case, because a lot of murders go unsolved, they never close them. 20, 30 years from now, a person
Hmm.
could be
Yeah.
charged, right?
Cold
But if they
case.
close this case, right, they, because of the threats that she is getting, and you can't tell me that she ain't getting no threats,
Her aunt
because
said that they family
I
been threatening.
I don't believe it. I'm telling you, they will relocate her.
Yeah, they would definitely give her an assumed identity.
Mhm.
They definitely will.
Y'all think somebody running up on somebody who just killed somebody?
Yeah, this is
Yeah, they don't
Chicago.
care.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
real culture.
They done shot people coming out the courthouse. Yeah. You think
Yes,
they
they
care?
have. You better say that.
What?
Especially with
Yes,
all the
they
propaganda that's being
They
put
done
behind
shot
it.
people in front of the police. They got places in Chicago that the police don't go.
Hmm. With all that propaganda that's been attached to it,
Shit.
they wouldn't leave well enough alone. They
And
would
me
not.
personally, I would want a fresh start. I would want to go somewhere and I could fly back and forth to see my family whenever I wanted to, or they come see me and have a fresh start.
Yeah.
I would.
People gonna have to be accountable for what they say. And listen, not only in defense of for Holly, but for her mom and her sisters and brothers and loved ones. Y'all got all this stuff going around. They don't know what to believe. They don't know what to believe. They already delicate. They already in a very broken place. They're open and they're confused and
And it's
mommy
sad that
wanted answers and by
right,
golly, they gave her a whole bunch of mess.
a decision that was made, it affected everybody. It affected the whole
Everybody.
family. It didn't just affect her. People
Hmm.
that were innocent, that had nothing to do with it. Family members that weren't even there, but yet they still going to stand up for their family.
That's true. Absolutely. Absolutely. I had two nephews, one unalive somebody. 6 months later, his his cousin, he was unalive, but he was a bully. Munchie was bad. Being bad since a little boy. He was bad. I have to be honest. And he had to take 11 holes. So we over here mourning one and fighting for another one to be free. Now he was really in self-defense. They were on they was day and night. The boys were nothing alike. But one was really in self-defense. Another one, he was bad. That's all I'm gonna say. And he had somebody scared up of him over a woman.
But
Over a woman.
not many family members and can say that. So just like, okay, I'm gonna go back to the Milwaukee. They got up on there, they did a press release, and they said he was a loving person that made a bad decision that day.
Mm-hmm.
I take that. I take that.
That woman, her name Miss McKinley. I'll never forget that lady. She stood up in that court and she told that judge, she said, "There's no reason to keep him." She said, "I lost my son and I know he did bad things and he can never come back." She said,
Divinely Love say Romeca entire family are Thundercats and are under Quadre's comments threatening lives, stalking
mm,
people pages and threatening to harm their family
Hmm.
and
They
spit on
are.
children and loved ones. Shaking my head.
Hmm.
that woman looked at
That
that
don't
judge and
make
said,
see
"He
that
can go
right there
home." She
don't
said, "Let him go home." You remember that, baby? She said, "Let him go home."
make
She
it
said,
no
"My
better.
son was no more right than he was wrong." And I still think big of that woman. And if Pammy Pooh in here, she from the same area I'm from. It's the same case with a lady. She had lost 2 kids within a month, both of them to
Sheesh.
gun violence. And she was still strong enough to stand up in the middle of that courtroom and say her son was wrong. And we have to be accountable for what we do
That's
wrong.
basically what I said. That's what I said earlier about my child. They was like, "Well, what if it was your child? If I gotta wear it, point blank, period. I
That's
got to
right.
wear it."
Yeah, we have to be accountable and teach them to be accountable.
Hmm.
I
We have
agree.
to teach them.
It'll hurt my heart so bad about my child. I promise you it will. But I
You
have to
know,
wear it.
you know what is crazy? And I heard the mother saying this in pain, and I get it. But even the sister, somebody put it under one of my posts. The sister said, and I don't want I want to quote it. The sister said, like basically they knew, you know, Romeca was wild. You know, I'm like, once she got mad, there was no calming her down.
Hmm.
And they already knew what type of person she was. That's what the sister said. I already know what type of person my sister was.
She
That
said,
statement alone.
And she said, but
What
she
type
didn't
of
tell her.
person was your sister?
Hmm. Yep.
the cousin said it the
And
first day
nobody
when
saying
she
that
went
she
live. That's
deserved to
what
die
happened. The cousin
Right.
said, yeah,
or DIE.
yeah, but don't we did. It's a sad situation all the way around, but we cannot uphold people in their wrongdoing. We have said over here in our little sector forever that you can't tell nobody how to
Yeah, how to
fight.
fight. Yep.
We
Right.
said it forever. Listen, my daughter being home from prison a month now. I hadn't even shared with nobody that my daughter's home. And Amber can tell you, I wasn't ready for her to come home. And it kind of sounds bad, right? But the truth of the
No.
matter is, I knew she wasn't ready. I knew she wasn't ready. I was like, she needs to stay where she at
Cause
because she has not.
you the mother, so
Yeah,
you
I
know.
love her.
You
That's
know
why I
your
said it.
child.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
some people would rather they children, and that sounds bad, be locked up and safe than on the
yep.
street and
You
dead.
better say it.
Yep.
You better say it. And that's where I was at. And she has so far proved me wrong, and I'm so thankful for it. But I can't say she gonna stay there. But for a
Right.
month, that's where she has been. But I wasn't ready because I I hold my children accountable, right, wrong, or indifferent, you know. And I'm gonna stand in the paint with them,
Of
but
course, yeah.
it's the way to do it too.
And
It's the way to do it.
it's
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
sometimes you gotta walk away with the whole kid and caboodle, man.
Yeah.
If you don't see no peace, you know what I'm saying? If it means you gotta put your child in a work school or whatever, because I'm sure because in Chicago they go by address. You know what I'm saying? You go to the closest school where you live, unless you in a charter program or something special like that, to where they take those accommodations in certain schools.
Hmm.
Um, it's just sad that you know what I mean. Like relationships are that toxic, but you gotta I've had to do it. I'm sure a lot of women had to do it. That's been
Hmm.
toxic relationships. You
Yeah.
got to get to a point where everything stop and you got to compartmentalize that motherfucker and just not mess with his ass. You know what I mean?
That
And
take a lot of healing though. That take a lot of, like I told you, I'm a retired crash out. Like it take a lot of counseling, a lot of alone time, a lot of spiritual grounding, a lot of you self reflecting because you be like in a trance. You just, your young self. I look at my younger self and I be like, damn girl.
once people used to dealing with you a certain way and you used to dealing with them a certain way, it's hard to break that habit.
That true.
And
Yeah, that's true.
people don't want to let certain things go. You know what I mean? And it's
Hmm.
like it's always for the best. Like for instance, my friends like, irregardless of what my baby daddy get, you know what I mean? Buy you whatever. You know what I'm saying? They like, girl, you gonna be the fuck on snap. You know what I mean? And they
Been there.
Hmm.
for real. They like, look, bitch, I can see you killing that motherfucker one day. Leave that
Been there.
alone. It's good when it's good, but when y'all get the fuck into it, they was like, either he gonna kill you or you gonna kill him. And I'm like, bitch, please, that shit ain't that. You know what I mean? Compared to you and your nigga arguments, no, but it's real shit. Because everybody different. You know what I mean? It
Right.
wasn't a cutoff switch for neither one of us. We just going at each other. You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
it wasn't nothing like no, fists involved and shit like that. But it has gotten to that point. You see what I mean? But it's I have beat his ass with a fireplace poker and he ain't want to press charges and the police like, look, bitch, according due to his injuries, we gonna press charges. And I'm like, okay, wait right here, and left out my side door like fuck them motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And he come back, look what you did to my head, look at my hospital bill. I'm like, nigga, you need a toe tag. Cause look what the fuck you did to the crib. You see what I'm saying? It's that shit. And I just got to the point where even though it wasn't no big event, I'm like, this shit over with. You know what I mean? This shit over with because you only get a certain amount of time to live. You know what I mean? So I ain't finna keep doing this recycled ass bullshit with you. You know what I mean? It's called the cycle of abuse.
Yeah.
You get
Hmm.
wake up, go to the mall, buy shit, all this shit, you in love, break up, all this toxic shit. You know what I
It
mean?
becomes the norm.
Over and over. And,
Yeah, it does.
and it just, it didn't get worse, it got better way better, but it was just like he was broken because I was so, I'm like, okay, mother, you want to be a hoe? I can't do nothing about that. I'm a hoe too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't finna go through your phone and nigga don't go through mine. You know what I mean? I got ruthless. And you know what I mean? And I, he crying and shit. You know what I'm saying? He like, you don't talk to me. I can't believe you doing this. I'm like, oh, nigga, get over that shit. You did it to me. You know
But
what
you know, but you know what? That can be dangerous too. Cause I got a couple of friends that lost their life. Like the nigga took him in him, took him. Like, bye, see you later. Like, instead of us leaving, we would rather stay in a relationship and cause the person pain, more pain. And,
yeah.
like suffering. We want them to suffer. We want them,
And then you
you
wake
know,
up to a nigga crying in your bedroom motherfucking doorway and he leave.
yeah. Or you could wake up to him with his 40 caliber and
Yeah.
he blow your head off and he blow his own head off.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
And we reading about that a lot. We
Yes, we
seeing that
are.
a
Too,
lot.
too
Shit,
Instead of
much.
we
ins-
watching on live.
my mother told me something a long time ago. She said when God give you a door, you better walk through it. Cause if you don't, that same door gonna smack you in your face when you go
Mm,
back. It
Mm-hmm.
swing both ways. And I used to be like, what is she talking about? This lady crazy. Till I got into some situations where shit, I almost lost my damn life. I said, man, this shit ain't worth it. I better stop playing with this man or playing, to stop playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah. And just thinking back, like, what if I would have killed him with that fireplace poke? I'll still be the fucking jail.
I'm gonna give y'all a good laugh, then I'm gonna go. So when I was 8 months pregnant with my son, I was mad at his father. And I decided to tell him that his son, the baby that I was carrying, wasn't his. You know that motherfucker pulled out that gun on me, put it to my stomach, and tell me, bitch, I'ma kill you. And I'ma kill you. You understand? That's when I really think I stopped playing them games, like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? I'm cool, man. I'm gonna let him be. But yeah, and let me tell you something. I seen my life flash before me.
Mhm.
I was telling him I'm joking, I'm playing, th- he said, "Man, everything ain't a joke. It ain't a game." And I was like, "Wow, this nigga was really gonna kill me for real." Like, so yeah, that's when I said, "Nah, I don't play these games no more." But I was being catty and petty, and he was fucking around, and you know, I just wanted to see him hurt for that second. Yeah, that second
Yeah.
almost cost me my life.
And you gotta know who you messing with. Like people, men be chameleons. Like I'm like my baby daddy. So he work construction. He's a good person. He's so good. Blah 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 blah. All the time, my granddaddy like that nigga da da da. I'm like, you 80 some years old. You don't know shit. You don't know. You don't even know this man. Like my, people be, my grandpa boy, I'm telling you, them World War II vets, they be knowing everything and everybody. They don't need Facebook and shit, okay?
But it be the calm ones though, cause like my kids,
Yeah,
I'm the rowdy one. I'm the rah rah one. He's calm, cool, and collect. He don't yell. He don't raise his voice. I can't tell you one time he yelled at our kids. Like both my kids, they don't raise their voice, and those are the ones that you got to worry about. The ones with the calm demeanor, and it's a lot going on in their head.
yeah. Because until he took me from where he was from, he took me from where he was from out west. I'm like, why do they call you murder? Nigga, like, this is a question. Why
Oh,
the fuck do they call you murder? I don't, why is that your nickname? I used to murder that, that coochie type. I'm like, nah, bitch. Why? Nah. Why the fuck do they call you that? You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You don't be, they be having a, it's like kids at school. You know what I mean? They be at home, be perfect child, come to the classroom, throw spitballs and cut up. You know what I mean? You
Mm-hmm.
got You gotta investigate because then I'll be looking at my son real good, but my daughter sneaky as hell. She just like that nigga. Like, yo, I'd be like, it. I don't even have. It's you would think it's the boy you gotta watch. It's the girl.
I
'Cause
don't know, cause I got a son. He
hey,
very calm. He's very respectful. People tell me all the time he's so respectful. I just love him. But he got a mean streak. When he get mad, he get mad.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. Y'all, I hate to be the one to get off. It's about time for me to get off. I've been on here long
Let's
enough. But
go.
That's what I was
Trina,
gonna say.
your friend is live.
I'm about to get down first, Amber, but let me tell y'all, do
Like,
your own research, think for yourself. Listen, my favorite saying is don't let nobody tell you it's raining outside and they peeing on your head and think you don't know the difference.
that's right. You better say it. It's
That-
like,
Do it for yourself. People out here got their emotions and their feelings have been held hostage for no reason.
yeah. All right, ladies. I enjoy
Y'all
all
have
of
a good
y'all.
night.
Y'all have a good
Good
night.
night.
Bye.